My dear respected brothers and sisters and beloved community of the Tyler Islamic community, my topic today is influenced by recent events that have been going on in a lot of the Masjid, a lot of the organizations, a lot of the Islamic Center throughout the country. And also by a khutbah that I heard from a well-respected alim that I highly regard. When someone from outside the society, our society, looks at us, or you can say you look at any community, you'll see that there is a lot of negative charge out there. That the community is infused by negativity. A lot of the communities have that issue, including lack of, for example, lack of respect for one another, lack of unity. There's unfortunately the aspect where I don't listen to you, you don't listen to me, I cut you off when I talk, you cut me off when I talk, and what have you. Another example would be if you go out on the street. You'll see a lot of examples. A lot of times we hear on the news about road rage. A whole family got rolled over by their vehicle 7, 8, 9 times. Every occupant of the vehicle got killed because of road rage. Somebody wanted to, run them off the road into a ditch or under a bridge or something because somebody cut them off. So you want to be a little bit positive. Turn on the TV because you want to see something good. You'll see that politicians, political parties are fighting and getting at it. Okay? Lack of respect for one another. You flip to another channel because you want to find something better. You'll see that the news, like we heard just a few days ago, in Mississippi, 2 girls, teenagers, one is 14 and one I think was 12, they killed their own mother because of what reason? She took their cell phone away from them. So they stabbed her multiple times and then shot her once, killed her. Then, let's forget about TV, let's go to social media and see what's on there. Everybody becomes, or a lot of people, I don't want to say everybody, a lot of people become, and the world is full of them, they're what we call keyboard warriors. I don't have the guts to tell you something that I have a problem with you to your face. I don't have that gut. I'm not going to tell you to your but I'm going to let everybody in the world know on social media how bad of a person you are, or how miserable of a person that person is, or she is, or what have you. Instead of going to you and address that issue with you directly, I'll just go ahead and just call you out on it. Examples of those, for example, you see, let's use this example, and we see it a lot, or I've seen it, where a woman, for example, is walking down the street with her husband, but the ex-wife of that man sees that happen, she gets infuriated, she gets online, and she calls her out and tells the world how much of a horrible person that is. Or I disagree with you because of we got differences of opinion, so that means I will not respect you, and the feeling is of course mutual here. Then you see again political parties fighting. You see a lot of people. It's like there's no end to it. If it's not in this country, it's in the other country, or another country. Or if it's done in this political group, it's somebody else. So, you'll see also stories where parents drown their children or kill their children. And unfortunately, I've seen this, and I don't mean to sound very gruesome, but just talk reality here for a minute. Where a child attacks his mother or his father, or his family because he doesn't have an iPad, or it was taken away from him. Or a suicide call that we show up to where the child wants to commit suicide because he's not the cool kid on the block anymore. It's like stuff that you think, really? It's gotten to this level? But unfortunately it is. Negative charge. The example of how society is full of negative makes it very critical for us to come together. And this is what I'm going to address in this topic, in this book. So how can this happen? How can we do this? There are steps that we must commit to and follow as individuals, as members of the community, as organizations, also as responsible directors of councils of shura, of board of directors, of members of society or community or organization, whatever the business is, whatever the entity is, there are steps that we have to do to make that happen. One of them is to avoid the monopoly. What I mean by that is, I have an idea that the brother here has another idea similar to it, but a little bit of difference. No, my opinion is better than yours. Okay? And if it's the truth, it's mine. And I don't want somebody else to claim that he knows better or similar to me, or nobody's going to even match up to my level of knowledge. Unfortunately, we see that. So-and-so scholar or scientist or imam or what have you, okay? Or somebody that's in a leadership position wants to lead and wants to be led, wants to lead, and he wants no competition. He wants nobody to step up to him and say, well, what if we do this? Or, I don't like that idea. How about if we do this other one? No. My opinion, my way, or the other way, as we do. So he wants to take the full credit for everything, but does not want to let everybody step up and be in that position as well, or to be at least a helpful person that would bring a lot of good, maybe, to the cause. The other person is, we have this know-it-all attitude. Okay? I know it all. My level of knowledge, it will not be matched by anybody else. I don't care how long it is. I'm the only one. It's me and me only. You can never teach me anything. I'm always right, I'm always correct, and everybody else is always wrong. What you're going to bring to the table that I can. What are you going to bring to the table? What kind of ideas are you going to bring to us that I have not discussed already? I am exempt from making mistakes, right? Attitude of some. I'm exempt. I don't make any mistakes. You do. And he's very good at pointing fingers at others, but he doesn't want anybody to point fingers at him. If we get educated properly from our scholars, we'll learn that this attitude is not ours. This is not the Muslim attitude. Imam Shafi'i, radiallahu anhu wa rahimah, we all know who he is. He's a prime example of what we're talking about here. He used to tell people, he used to tell his students, he used to announce it. I am correct. What I say is true. But, there's that but. It is subject to being corrected, or there is an error, a margin for error here. Possibility. And everybody else is wrong, but they could be correct as well. So he's not monopolizing it or the knowledge or the end that he had for himself. That no, it's my way. This is it. This is the only way you go. With this positive attitude, we get rid of the negative charge and the negative attitude. And speaking of this, if you look at who Imam Shafi'i radiallahu anhu was, and he had a very well-known student, I call a star student. One of his star students was Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal radiallahu anhu wa rahimah. He was the student of Imam Shafi'i. And we all know that Imam Shafi'i had a madhab, a school of thought, and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal also had a school of thought. But he was a student. Somebody may think, if it didn't happen already, I'm sure it did, which we'll see here in a minute, how dare you go against what I taught you and go branch out and do that? Kind of like when I work for a business. And then I learned the trade. I learned all the tricks and everything, right? Whether it's a recipe of a main dish or whatever it is. I got the secrets of the trade and I branch out and I go open my own business now. Somebody may think, well, the owner, the first person may think, well, you just took my secrets and left and now you're trying to drive me out of business. Maybe that's the intention of that other person. Or he will say, I wish you well, anything you need, I'm here for you. That was the attitude of Imam Shafi'i, radiallahu anhu. Now, he did not disagree with him. On the opposite, he encouraged him and he was there for him and he supported him. When Imam Ahmad saw that, when Imam Shafi'i saw that Imam Ahmad was branching out and he was having his own school of thought, he supported him. And he was not displeased with him. He did not call him out on it. Why are you doing this? You know, you're my student. You can't just, you know, like they say in Arabic, he didn't tell him that, like, oh, you cannot supersede me or you cannot cross me like that. No, he was not. They were friends and they visited each other, which some people saw that. And they knew that the relationship between Imam Ahmad and Imam Shafi'i was very, very strong. They were like this brotherly love. Okay? Not like, oh, student, professional, and that's it, like in the office and everything past the office doors is no, nothing. No. So they would visit each other, and people started wondering, what is going on here? You have a school of thought, and he has a school of thought. You have your own two separate madhabs, but yet you're together like this, and you visit each other, what's going on? So they said, Nara Ahmad yazuruk. We see that Imam Ahmad visits you. وَنَرَاكَ تَزُرُ Ahmad, and you visit him. Despite all the differences between you. So, and this is the mentality, unfortunately, is that if you're not on board with me 110%, then you're an outlaw, you're an outcast. If you're not with me, you're against me, kind of attitude, kind of mentality. Okay? So, Imam Shafi'i answered, his response to that was, he said it like, you know, Imam Shafi'i was also a poet. He did a lot of poetry. So he said, قالوا يزورك أحمد وتزوره قلت الفضائل لا تغادر منزلا فإن زارني فبفضله وإن زرته فلفضله فالفضل في الحالين له. What does that mean? You say that I visit Ahmad, Ahmad visits me and I visit him. I say that the fadl, all the favors and all the goodness is in his household, in his house. So if he visits me, it's because of his favor upon me. And if I visit him, it's because of what he has that he can offer me. Okay? Then, Imam Shafi'i gets sick. He stays in bed for a while. Imam Ahmad comes to visit him. Then, Imam Ahmad gets sick. Imam Shafi'i goes to visit him. What's going on here? So Imam Ahmad said this line of poetry. He said, مرض الحبيب فأمرضني حزني عليه برئ الحبيب فزارني فبرئت من نظري إليه. That my beloved got sick and I went to visit him. And when I saw him, my sadness caused me to get sick. Then when he came to visit me, I was cured. SubhanAllah. Now where is that today? Where is that among us? Can it happen? So, they built the society together. They built generations together. They built the schools of thought together. They never had started to claim or tried to claim this for me and this is not for you, or I want to take credit, or I want to take full credit, or you get this percentage. It wasn't like that. It wasn't you against me or me against you kind of attitude or mentality that we see a lot. Just like we've seen on TV. I was watching it the other day and it disturbed me to no end. Where I saw a religious figure, Secretary of Religious Affairs in one of the major countries. He was calling out and he was using language that you would not expect from anybody. And I'm not going to say it because I'm standing on the mambar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is not appropriate to repeat what he said about famous scholars that we all know, that we've all, or most of us have read books for. He's calling him out and calling them terrorists. Some of them are alive now, and some of them are, they passed away many years ago. But their books are being studied and taught nowadays in schools and universities for religious studies and whatnot. And every time you hear an imam talk, they're going to have to quote at least one of their sayings. And that person is calling names to please who? This is by far one of the most disturbing things I've seen when it comes to disputes between people. So, if we want us to be one hand, if you want this mujtama, this society that is mutasalih, that is together, like the Prophet ﷺ said, that مثل المؤمنين في تودهم وتراحمهم وتعاطفهم كمثل الجسد الواحد. Okay, like a one body, like the society, the community, our community is like one body. If one part of the body gets ill or gets a little ache, the rest of the body will feel that too. Okay? Or in another hadith where it says, كَالْبُنْيَانِ الْمَرْصُوص, like a big solid wall. Every brick is holding on to the other. Every brick is holding on to the other. كَالْبُنْيَانِ الْمَرْصُوص. Nothing can go between that wall. Nothing can go through that wall. We are not going to allow anybody to come between that, onto this side to wreak havoc or to cause any kind of mischief. The second thing for this to happen, for this ideal society to happen, is we must accept the fact that there are going to be some mistakes. I'm going to make a mistake of some sort. You're going to make a mistake of some sort. The hadith says what? كُلُّ ابْنِ آدَمَ خَطَّاءٌ, right? Every son of Adam, every person is a khatta', is going to make mistakes. But the best of those is the one that what? التواب. خَيْرُ الْخَطَّائِينَ. So there's the best of the ones that do wrong? Yes, the ones that repent. التواب. Okay? So, if we want this to happen, then we have to accept the fact that we will make mistakes. And I'm not going to call you out because you made a mistake. Well, let's talk about it. Let's address it. So, for example, me as a member of the community, for example, I have an issue with the board. I go talk to them directly instead of calling them out, instead of dragging them into a lot of mayhem, and a lot of problems, and a lot of headache and whatnot. I can address issues with them together. And I'm not saying anybody specific or any community specific, but the fact of the matter, the reality of the matter is, this does happen. We've all seen maybe one or two incidents of this going on somewhere, or another. Okay, so during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, we know a lot of stories and how we learned from his lessons on how he was teaching his companions, especially those that were new to Islam. There was a story of one Sahabi. I don't know the name. I couldn't get it. But this Sahabi was brand new. He was still green, like we say, wet behind the ears kind of thing. He's still brand new. So he goes to the masjid to make salah. He's standing in line with the rest of the Sahaba, and then one of the Sahaba that were praying sneezes. We see that all the time. So that new Sahabi said, Yarhamkallah ya akhi, during the salah. So everybody started looking at him. And then he followed that with another comment by saying, why are you staring at me like that during the salah? So he didn't get the idea from the first one. So the rest of the Sahaba started banging on their legs like this because they were disturbed by what that guy was doing. After the salah, the Prophet ﷺ called on that man and said, Ya hada, the masjid, the salah, you cannot talk during the salah because it's recitation and it's dhikr and it's this and that. So you leave the talk for later. He said, Ya Rasulullah, he said, Bi abi anta wa ummi, how merciful you are, and how kind you are, and how wise you are, etc., etc. Or the story of the person that, so this left this was a lesson for both. A lesson for us here, and a lesson for them at the masjid that don't just attack and don't call them out, and don't, just with humbleness, with humility, try to teach somebody. If you don't know, ask, and if I know that you don't know, or if I think you don't know, I will approach you in a very civilized manner. Or the story of the person the Sahabi that went to the masjid when he was also new, and he wanted to come to make Jama'ah Salah, and then he urinated in one of the corners of the masjid. The Sahaba wanted to jump him, of course. How could you do that in the masjid, in the Bayt of Allah, the house of Allah? How could you do that? The Prophet ﷺ said, hold on, let him finish. And then when he did, pour some water, clean it up, and then he brought him. And then the rest of the story, how he approached it and how he taught him that the masjid is not something you can do this kind of act with. The other thing is to listen to one another. If we tend to listen to one another, how long is it going to take for me to listen to what you have to say? Even if I don't agree with you. Khutba came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he told him some of the most disturbing things anybody can hear. He told him, Ya ibn akhi, oh my nephew, he said billions or millions or whatever. That does not mean I'm better than anybody else. And if somebody works at a factory or at a restaurant, washing dishes or whatnot, he is at minimum wage or less, that does not make him less of a person than the person at all. The Prophet ﷺ said to a man, when he grabbed his hand, he saw how hard he was working. He said, هَذِهِ يَدٌ يُحِبُّهَا اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. This is a hand, because he saw all the calluses and how rough that hand was. He said, this is a hand that Allah loves and that His Prophet loves. So, just because somebody has a responsibility or he's in charge of something, that does not mean that he is better than somebody else. Absolutely not. Or because somebody is less in status or less in wealth or less in bank account or whatnot, it does not make him somebody who is less than anybody else. Another hadith by the Prophet ﷺ says, "Man tawadda'a lillahi rafa'a." If you humble yourself, humiliate yourself for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's going to bring you up. No, he's not my level. I'm the top of the top. How can I mingle with these people? That's the bad attitude. So, "Man tawadda'a lillahi rafa'a." If you humble yourself, Allah will bring you up. And the other thing is, or before I mention that, you know that saying that you know who you're talking to? You know who I am? How dare you speak to me the way you do? How dare you look at me in the eye and tell me what you're saying here? So, Ali ibn Abi Talib said about that, he said, I know who you are, or I know that in the way that he said it, in the meaning was that the beginning of you is from a drop of liquid, of fluid. And the end of you, you're going to be a decomposed body. And everything in between, وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا تَحْمِلُ الْعَذَبَ. And in between, you got nastiness, you got filth in you. So why arrogance? Why look down on people? The sixth thing, and I'll conclude with this, is that giving zakat, and volunteering to the masjid, and giving to the masjid, and volunteering to organizations, and anybody that needs help. Poor people, needy people, sick people, somebody who needs surgery, somebody who needs medication, cannot afford it, somebody who needs help, to be there with them. On the condition of doing it, not because I want to say, look at me, this is how much I pay, kind of attitude. Or, send me my tax return, hey, send me my tax return because I donated $10,000 and I'm saying this in front of everybody. So they know what I did. Now, is this ikhlas for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Absolutely not. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this community and every Muslim community among the best, and to make this community the role model community for the Muslim community, society in the world. Allahumma ameen. Before I continue, before I finish, I would like to say that in the Masjid Islamic Center, they have a fundraising dinner on February 16th in Dallas. I just want to invite everybody, and if you cannot make it, at least check out the website and look at it and see what's going on, all the updates. We are supposed to be praying, and make dua for us right now, please. We are supposed to be praying the first night of Taraweeh this Ramadan. When we first started the project, we prayed the first time in the first night of Ramadan in 2008, and now it's 2019, the first night of Ramadan. We're planning on praying there, inshallah. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك